Hello everyone. So today you're watching tutorial on how to make a realistic eye. Our final product would look something like this. If you want to learn, stick a little while. We'll explain you exactly which tip and tricks can help you achieve this perfection. So first I did a patch on the forehead as a start to know how my colors react when they are blending. Hope they are not making a mess or becoming muddier. The freshness of the peach remains there when the burnt umber is added. And now I'm picking up a dark color to mark the features. I quickly marked the nose, painted the pink on the cheeks for the freshness. Yet there is a bit of dark behind the nose, and I'm gonna paint a little lighter tone here. As it gradually comes down, it becomes lighter, and as it goes up, it is becoming darker. Now this dark tone also needs gradual change to come towards light. So I'm gonna make sure I paint that. And this area is a little darker because there is shadow. I'm gonna make the outline of the nose and blend it pretty well using the highlight and the midtones. I'm making sure that the blending is not done all the way, rather the purity of the color remains the same so that the umber does not make the peach muddy. Now slowly and steadily I'm developing the midtones. I'm getting near the eye, completing the image, bringing darks and lights wherever I feel is needed. Whenever I apply a color, I mix a little of a fresh pigment when I feel there is a need, like more burnt umber or more white or more red somewhere. I increase that amount and blend it well so that the skin doesn't look flat, because actually the skin has patches of tones and more than a single color tone. Wherever the light hits, it creates beautiful tonal variation. I'm gonna go now towards the eyes. I am only sticking around the eye and gradually build layers from light to dark this time, and not dark to light. I'm making sure I put light and then dark, and I'm also ensuring that the extra dark shadow remains just on the edges, creating a 3D effect and depth to the eye. For dark shadows, no matter how dark it is, make sure you pick only burnt umber and not black. The black is going to make the whole paint muddy, but the burnt umber would make sure that it remains fresh. Haven't seen the video of color mixing the skin tones? You might like to watch that after this video to see how I made shades for highlights and shadows for this picture. The understanding of skin tones, I have also made another video with the name Play Out of Your Skin, that is there in my playlist. Check that out. You will learn how to add blue shade to the skin tone. Coming back to my painting, I'm adding details, giving dark tone to the area which is under the eye, creating a bit of shadow, and inside the corner of the eye and blending it pretty well so that the transition is very smooth and not bumpy. Till now I'm using the same size of brush that I've used throughout the skin. If you feel, you can change the brush into a smaller one for the areas near the eye. So I'm just quickly gonna fill the forehead and give the highlights that it is needed. On the forehead there is fresh red color with more highlight, which means I'm gonna add more white on it to give that texture. I'm gonna add white around the eye and wherever I feel on the nose and on the forehead a bit. Fill the eyebrows with very less paint on the brush and leave it a little while so that the paint can hold onto the canvas. Till then we will complete the eye with this small brush that I have taken and come back to the eyebrows after a while. And as I bring in detail, I'm going closer inside. I am adding dark and then highlights too near the tear duct, because it's a little always there is a moisture there, so I'm showing reflection and adding. Now I'm using a bit of black tone, adding it very carefully, not to make it muddy and not to go around the white area. As I go there is a dark tone. I feel there is a gray tone under the eye, so I added that. And now using black very carefully, blending it with burnt umber. I am making sure not to make a mess. This is where you use a small brush. Blend, it merges with burnt umber, so I keep on increasing the layer of black once again on the same place rather than adding it further, and I blend it more to give a dark tone. Now again, while I'll make the iris, I'll use burnt umber and not black directly. Black will be used only on the shadows, where the shadow is falling off on the eye. I'm going to be adding that, leaving the space empty for the white reflection. I'm going to use my old paintbrush for blending a bit to give a smooth transition. I'm adding a bit of blue. I feel there is more than black and brown in the eye, so I added a bit of blue in it. Now I'm going to be adding shadow for the eyeball. I feel there is almost transparent color, so I took black and made it mix with oil and added a transparent color to it so that the shine remains the same. And I keep on increasing the depth by adding the color on the edges. I am adding white on the other side. And now I will shift towards the eyebrows. Will use only the tip of my paintbrush and would create each hair by small hand movements from dark area to light. This round would be with light hair, and then I will repeat the movement again from the start using more paint on it, so that there are more hair seen under the dark ones and it looks natural. Have a smaller round brush, you can use that too. Now I'm going towards eyelashes, creating a cluster, making some dark and some highlights. Remember, give it a perfect change in direction to maintain the roundness of the eye. The bottom eyelashes are a bit smaller and lighter, so I'll make sure I take care of that, and don't forget to give highlights to it. Again, this time also the canvas is very small, only this much of detail is possible. If you have bigger canvas, you can create more detail in the eyeball and iris or the tear duct and make it look very hyper realistic. Now I think the skin tone must have settled, so it's time to build a little texture of the places which is around the eye, on the nose and the forehead. So I'm adding white or a bit of golden color to give the texture in tiny spots. I'm not blending these at all, I'm leaving them as it is. The video might not be showing the exact detail, but soon the close-up image will show you how it has ended up, so stay for a while. To give time for the paint to hold on to the canvas, that is how I keep on shifting from skin to eyes to eyebrows, so that the paint can get enough time to settle in. And as I go on, then only that's possible to add texture without spoiling the paint that is there, and adding more highlights and darks. I keep on going back to the places where I think there is more need of adjustment. Of course, I have done this painting in one sitting, But if you guys feel that you're not able to make eyelashes and eyebrows directly on the wet paint, so my advice would be to leave it for a day or two and then come back to the painting to complete eyelashes and eyebrows. This might take a little time for you to learn how to move your paintbrush without lifting the paint beneath it. Now I'm going to be adding a little more darks to the edges and to the nose. I'm going to quickly complete the bindi and color it with Scarlet and give it a dark tone with burnt umber. I'm also going to take out a golden color for the round. I've used a golden color and now adding a bit of mid yellow and white to give a 3D look. I'm adding white and blending it and adding spots of white for highlights. I'm increasing the depth under it because it is giving a shadow on the skin, so I will increase the depth to give it a 3Dness. And as I'm almost finishing, I'm using white for the highlights. This is a very small brush that I was using. Now I'll quickly color the red with patches of burnt umber and mid yellow. As I do that, I will remove the tape which is on the painting for the clean edges. I will finish this up, blend it, give highlights, and I will slowly go around the face, making the edge. I guess this red color looks amazing behind the skin. So how did you find this video? Please leave a comment, press like button, subscribe on this channel and turn on the post notification. Thank you for watching and being part of Manvi fam.